First, I apologize if you hear any sounds during this. I'm recording this on my phone. But anyway, I wanted to come on here and talk about a theory that a lot of people have been bringing up when it comes to Sonic 4. The movie that is. And look, I think and believe I did give my opinions on what I believe we could end up seeing in Sonic 4, at least based on the mid-credits and post-credit scene, what the aftermath will be and all that going forward. But one speculated theory that a lot of people have been having when it comes to Sonic 4 is time travel. But why would they have this theory? Well, mainly it's based on the fact of how Metal Sonic, the spoilers here, shows up in the mid-credit scene, very reminiscent of the Terminator in the Terminator movies. And I don't disagree that it feels like we could be getting something similar in that aspect if that's the case. But then the way Amy shows up, kind of throws a little bit more of a wrinkle, if not more of a, I guess you could say, evidential hint that might be something we do. Because she shows up out of nowhere. Sonic doesn't know who she is until she, basically takes the hood, pulls the hood back and reveals herself. And whether or not he already knows her based on, his time as a kid, or it's someone that Tails knows from his world, that's another story. However, the way people feel she, ties into this is she could also be from the future as well. And she was sent there maybe by somebody from the future to bring Sonic back, or at least get Sonic and his team to take out the threat that would basically cause the future to happen. And of course, all signs would point towards Silver. But is it a time travel story? Well, I'll put it this way. Some people have noted that Jeff Fowler likes to try to make these movies, as grounded as possible. Like, when it's necessary, like with Sonic 3, add in the space elements, add in the sci-fi elements and everything like that. But always try to keep it grounded. Always try to keep it earthbound or planet-bound, if you will, depending on where they're at. And I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with wanting to do that and only throw in the elements of space and whatever else, sci-fi-wise, when needed. And if time travel is the direction they go in for Sonic 4, hopefully they do it in a way to where, you're going to get that sci-fi element, but you're also going to get more, not more, but you're still going to get, I should say, let me get my words corrected here. You're still going to get more of a grounded story, if you know what I mean. More of an earthbound, planet-bound story, even with time travel and all that inserted. But now the question is, how is Amy from the future? Amy, according to some that have other speculations and theories, Amy is, basically a present-day character. She knows of Sonic and their destiny to meet through her tarot cards. Some believe that because of those tarot cards and everything else, she's also been given a bit of magic, a bit of power herself to, wield her hammer or have it manifest out of nowhere when she needs it, which is true. You kind of see that. Sonic X plays around with that, especially like in the season 2 finale when she confronts Eggman's ship and everything. And all of a sudden, she throws one hammer at it and everything. And, it's like all of a sudden she has another one appear, and you have the two robots going like, oh no, another one. She's got more hammers than a hardware store, or something like that. And so basically that's one answer to maybe how Amy's going to be presented in the film as well. But again, the question is, how is she tied to the future? And, that could be, everything I've mentioned, the tarot cards and her magic, and everything, or the way she manifests hammers could be one way to present her, there's no doubt. But also the fact that she could, she could be from the future, and that her cards told her that she needs to travel to the past, and maybe she went and found an individual that's going to help her, and that individual might be Silver. Maybe. Not saying it is, not saying it is, and I'm not saying it isn't. But yeah, basically it's Silver that might be somebody that shows up in Sonic 4 as well as the one that sent her into the past. Not saying that's the case. But that would be the only way some would say she has ties to being from the future. That's the only way. Now, some could also say that she might have been sent from the future, or someone sent her from the present, like maybe from Tails' planet that could see into the future, and they see what's going to happen, and they send Amy out there to help Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, make sure that whatever future they saw in a dream or a prophecy doesn't come to pass. So that might be something too. We don't know. The one thing we do know is Jeff Fowler likes to mix in a lot of different elements of Sonic media, whether it's the games, the cartoons, the comics, you name it. He likes to mix it up into a nice little stew and serve that to you when the time is right as a great feast. So whatever he has planned, for Sonic 4 when it comes to Amy, because they have gone on record and have said that they want to make Amy a major character here. They want to make her a very important character going forward. And then you have the actress who plays Jason Morrison's wife in the film saying that she's glad Amy's showing up and that she's going to make things more spicy down the line. You add in those elements, if you will. You add in those elements and you kind of, I guess you could say, get an idea or a hint of what we're going to get with Amy Rose going forward in the film. But with her inclusion, the question's going to obviously be, who's going to be next outside of her, possibly Silver, if, he shows up in a cameo at the beginning of the film or in a post-credit, mid-credit situation, or if it's not him, maybe Blaze, who knows? It's like, who's going to be next? What other characters will be next to fill that void that would kind of tie into what's going to be happening with Sonic 4? Well, as I've talked about before, I believe, and others have said this as well, if Shadow gets his own film, whether it's a Paramount Plus original film or it's a Paramount Plus limited series, that's obviously when we're going to see Rouge the Bat show up. And the question is, when she shows up, what's her role going to be going into Sonic 4? That's the one thing we have to ask ourselves as well. Will Shadow be recruited in the miniseries, if not the movie? Whether, like I said, it's Paramount Plus bound or not. If it's a limited series, it's Paramount Plus bound. Will Shadow be recruited over to Gun in exchange to finding out maybe, okay, if you help us, we'll let you know as to why, Gun arrested Gerald, or as to why, Maria was accidentally put into the line of fire. It's going to be interesting to see. There's no doubt. But again, all these, I believe, are just the little ingredients, that Jeff Fowler is putting together for this, like I said, this nice little feast he's got set up come Sonic 4 that he plans to serve all of us. But again, the question's going to be, as we get closer to it, it's basically 2 years away, but that could come a lot quicker than you think. So the question is going to be, obviously, what ties does Amy have to the future if, that's the case? Is she from the future? Is she someone that knows somebody that saw what the future is going to look like, and they sent her to Sonic's world to recruit Sonic, to recruit, if not reunite with Tails and everything to kind of prevent it from happening? What's her role going to be? What's her role going to be, going forward? No one really knows. No one really knows, but we'll have to see. We'll have to sit back, wait, and see, what they got planned, for Sonic 4 and what the in-between pieces, are going to be, what the in-between pieces are going to be like as we get closer and closer to that release in the first quarter of 2027. But yeah, is she from the future? We don't know. Does she see the future through her tarot cards and what it's going to be like? What kind of power does she have that allows her to, control her hammer the way she does, or manifest it maybe the way she does? These are questions that obviously will be answered. And I think over time, as I said, the closer we get, the more speculation we're going to get. The more people are going to dig in deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper to try to connect the dots. But like I said, Jeff Fowler is putting together a nice little stew, a nice little feast that he plans to serve us all in the first quarter of 2027, because you can't tell me he's not sitting back right now and just enjoying the speculation and the theorizing by the fans. Because again, what connections does Amy Rose have maybe to the future? Is Sonic 4 going to have any relation or be loosely adapted off of Sonic CD, maybe Sonic Heroes, or a hybrid of both? What's it going to be? What are we going to get? And what is the explanation going to be? Because, just like, Sonic, or not just like Sonic, but just like Knuckles, Sonic thought he was the only Hedgehog remaining, but yet here's another one. So, are we going to get an explanation of, is she from Sonic's world? Did Longclaw know of her? Or is she from Tails' world? And perhaps we find out that maybe Tails was hiding, her existence from Sonic because, he wanted to wait to the right moment to reveal it to him, or maybe Tails was hoping she'd follow him. What are we gonna find out? What's the answer going to be? We'll have to see. But then again, going back to the the other theory that very popular along with people is she from the future? Is she from Silver's future? And will we get that hint of Silver and maybe Blaze in Sonic 4, either at the beginning of the film or, in the, I guess you could say, mid-credits, post-credits of the film? Or are we going to get basically like a Knuckles situation to where they're announced to show up along with Rouge, and, Sonic 4, which is the start of a new trilogy, is the first step to basically that climactic, sixth movie, which is going to be a very Avengers-like, as people that work on the film say it's going to be. We'll just have to sit back and see what they got planned. But let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think Amy Rose's role is going to be in Sonic 4? Do you agree with some of the theories that she has ties, if not is, trying to find my words here, if not is from the future, or she has ties to it, or maybe she saw it through a prophecy somebody on her planet or her and Tails' planet probably saw and sent her to go find Tails, and then find Tails and Sonic and bring him, and I'll make sure that they can prevent the future from happening. Or do you think maybe she saw it through her tarot cards and everything, and thus traveled to Sonic's world and everything, because maybe she was waiting for Tails to return and he never did, and maybe she saw what the future was going to be and she went there to follow and find Tails, and she finds Sonic, and we go from there. What are your thoughts? Or do you think maybe she did see the future, or not the future, but did see who she needs to find in the past, if she is from the future, through her tarot cards and everything, to help prevent the future that she's in, along with Silver and maybe even Blaze, from happening? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comment sections or in the live chat during the premiere. If you want to, like the video, ring the bell for notifications, subscribe to the channel, click on the links to all my content where you can find it elsewhere here on the internet, as well as click on the Teespring store at the bottom to get merchandise you can't get anywhere else. Also, check me out at deviantart.com at BVW1979. But guys, give me your thoughts on what you think her role is going to be. I know I sounded like I rambled a bit here. I do apologize. I'm kind of, having my eyes going and wandering elsewhere because of reasons that you guys that have followed my channel for a long time probably know about. Um, personal reasons that is that you guys probably know about. But yeah, give me your thoughts. Let me know let me know how you feel, I should say, on the whole situation when it comes to Amy, what her role is going to be, and everything. And until next time, guys, I will talk to y'all later.